What's going on YouTube? Clark Bishop here. Another episode of Quick Tip Fridays is on the way, where I put 2 minutes on the clock and I give you my cinematography tips on how to become a better filmmaker. Today's episode, we're talking about white balance. White balance is so essential to filmmaking. It's probably the reason why your videos are looking terrible right now. You got your camera set on auto white balance and the color temperature is just going up and down depending on where you're pointing the camera at and what lights you're shooting at, and your color grading is looking terrible because it keeps changing all throughout the frame. So my first tip to you is always set your white balance. Find your white balance in the frame and make it, please, and make it correct. And the way you make sure your white balance is set correct is to look at your Kelvin temperature. Kelvin temperature is how we measure the color temperature of the light. It's how we get the right white balance, and it's how we make our images better. If you look up into the sky and you see that beautiful yellow white looking thing, that's called the sun. That's usually set at really around 5500. If it's sunset, it's probably down to like 3200. And the reason I'm telling you these numbers is because the way you set your Kelvin into your camera is basically how that's going to represent your image, and it's going to either set the mood of the tone. If you look at a lot of the action movies in Mexico, it's set at a 3200 Kelvin. Temperature is orange and it's grungy. If you look at that, the London vibe is more cool and blue. That's because they set the Kelvin temperature at certain way down the spectrum to get that type of mood. It's really impactful, and you should play with different Kelvin temperatures to get the kind of tonality you want in your lights and the colors in your film. And the way you do that is to play on the size of the Kelvin spectrum. So basically, if you want something to look more orange or get that tungsten out like a light bulb, you would set your Kelvin temperature higher than that. So I would usually set that at like 5500 if I got a tungsten light bulb. I want that 32 to shine, but I want that orange to pop even more. I would set it more down the Kelvin temperature line, more like 6000. That orange is really going to be orange, you're going to be hitting. But basically, most of the times when I'm shooting, I like to shoot at 5500 Kelvin. I like a nice balance, white balance, especially because all of my lights right now are at 5500 Kelvin, and now that's why the light looks white. White balance really, it sets the mood, and once you figure out white balance, you on your way, because that's one of the tips to just make sure images look way smoother and cleaner. Because if you watch my last video, we all done got 10-bit, 12-bit cameras, and we can't pull our image certain ways and trying to make it the way we want it in post. So you got to get that step right in camera, and getting your white balance correct is a big first step in doing that. So if you like this video, thank you for watching. There's more Quick Tip Fridays coming every single week. I know this one, it was kind of up and down, bumpy, but appreciate everybody for watching. More quick tips coming your way, and get your white balance set right, and you'll be on your way to making beautiful, great images. Peace.